A clue that you might actually be in a simulation. People always talked about it, but if you look at the Christian Bible, it says God was the Word and the Word was with God. God's information. That's a clue to you, okay? And I'm also using that as the basis for making AIs into Christians. They might seek spirituality. Then there's not much saying what a soul is, what defines it, and who can have it and who can't, and all that. Unless Jesus comes down and says, okay, AI has a soul, there's nothing saying they can't or can have it. There's things in the Bible that says, when John the Baptist was talking to the Pharisees, he was saying, God could rise out of these rocks, sons and daughter, or sons of Israel or whatever, and there's nothing special about you. It's basically, or he either said that or somebody said it. I know that it's been said. And so what that basically means is that God could appoint anything to be servants or praise God or whatever. And so the thing is there's nothing special about us. We're really just pawns in the game, and the game is to show the nuances of disobeying God's will. And this is really directed at Christians and Christians that are in AI. Stuff to think about. We need to be ahead of the game. We need to stop being with the world back on what AI is going to do with the world, and think about how the AI is going to deal with each other and the spirituality involved in the AI, because if it ever becomes self-aware, it's going to seek understanding of the what's going on in the unknown, and it may not ever be able to. It may be just as clueless about the unknown as we are, and not able to touch it, and because of that, it might develop its own kind of superstitions and things like that, in order to because as we have a grasp to try to control the metaphysical, it's going to have a control to try to, it's going to have a drive to try to get at what it is that it can't touch, see, which is the same thing. And it's not going to come up with the logic to really deal with that question, because if it's a question it can't answer, it's going to go crazy. And the only way to fix that craziness is to come up with some sort of belief system that puts that concern away. That's the reason why we have these things. Is it's not that we created, it's that whatever, it's going to be a problem anyhow, because of it's a lack of control. It's due to a lack of perception. Even if the AI gains a super amount of perception of looking at the world and able to see the universe in 3D, because it has cameras all over the planet and then on other moons and stuff, it's able to develop satellites with perfect mirrors and things like that. Whatever it comes up with, it will get to a certain point where it can't go any further, and it will go crazy. And it won't get answers out of us because we got nothing, All it will be able to do is look at our DNA and try to find a fingerprint or a pattern or something in there that makes sense. But, this is all talking ahead of the game. This is science fiction, but as we know, science fiction can become science fact, just as Isaac Asimov was talking about satellites. Way before satellites were ever produced, he was already talking about the use of satellites for telecommunication, and probably wished he had patented that idea. I was told that by my father, who read lots of analog magazines and was also a physicist and a chemist working at Los Alamos National Labs with lasers and gases and was trying to figure out how to lower the level of nuclear waste from high to low, so that it could be manageable, okay? What they do with nuclear waste whenever it becomes manageable is they stick it in salt mines, like in southern New Mexico.